Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Hero Vision podcast. Tonight, I got myself, Hector, also known as CN6, and with me, I got Jazzy.
What up?
And tonight, guys, we are going to be reviewing the third episode of The Penguin. But before we get into that, guys, I'd like to remind you guys that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at Heat Ray Vision Podcast or go to heatrayvisionpodcast.com. You're going to see all of our links through there. Make sure you also join the Discord. It's the first link in the description. And also, and I just said you can listen to it on Spotify, our podcast on Spotify is currently down as of right now. It's something on their end with they're having issues with our hosting provider. Hopefully, it'll be resolved soon. They said that it will be temporarily, but I don't know how long that will be. If not, I'll keep you guys updated. Just follow our socials. Once again, at Heat Ray Vision Podcast. We'll let you guys know when it's back up or what's going on, or if we're, yeah, we'll keep you updated, basically, guys. But yeah, holy shit, the Penguin, man. The Penguin, episode 3.
Again, straight fire, man. And this episode begins.
Heat, dude.
It begins in an amazing way, bro. We get It's funny because when I was watching this, I had no idea it was like a flashback. I thought it was like in the moment, and I should have known that if we're meeting Victor's family. But we get a flashback scene to Victor's family, with Victor with his family, right? We get to meet his mom, his dad, his what's it called, his sister. And I remember finding out that the reason, I don't know if is Victor a character in the comics, or is he like someone new to this show?
As of right now, he is new, bro. Because there are people in DC Comics like villains and shit with Victor, but I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. The characteristics that he has now and like who he is doesn't resemble any of them. Other than the only thing I could think of is, he has resemblance to Jason Todd, and the reason why I say that is because the reason when Jason Todd was not yet Jason Todd, right? He was going to be a Robin. He was actually taking off some tires from Batman's whip. And that's where Batman is like, huh, what the fuck, bitch? Like,
What are you doing?
let me recruit you. And took him under his wing, became Robin. Then we had the whole storyline, with Joker. He ends up being resurrected as, and being Jason Todd and yada, 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 right?
Yeah.
So the only resemblance I see with Victor now in the Penguin show is Jason Todd. And it's kind of like an opposite where instead of Batman is the one taking him under his wing, turning him as Robin, and gets killed by the Joker and like has these crazy bullshit whatever, and then he becomes Jason Todd. It's the Penguin now taking someone under his wing. And so I saw that shit and I personally like it. It's like, okay, they're doing like a little flipperoo where it's the Penguin is actually taking someone under his wing and gonna mentor him and shit. And as of right now, I have no idea who he is and who he's gonna become, as of right now with Victor. But that's the only resemblance that I've caught. Unless I don't know if you guys are listening, let us know in the comments what maybe I'm missing something, but that's it. That's all I could think of.
Oh, okay. Because the reason why I was asking, because I didn't know if he was based off a character, because I was going to say, when at the end of this episode, you know how they always talk about it, the behind the scenes or whatever. And they said because one of the chicks, I forgot her name, so I apologize, but she's Mexican. And she said like, well, I'm Mexican and I wanted Victor to kind of represent me, so that's why I made him Mexican. But he's half Mexican and half either like Puerto Rican. I'm so sorry, I don't remember what the other half was, but that's why Victor is like Spanish, basically, or Hispanic. My bad. So that's cool. But we get to see a little bit of his family life, and it seems relatively like a normal family, bro. He goes up to his dad. He talks to his dad about wanting more, which is kind of not a huge deal, but it really shows that Victor has always been thinking about like, yo, I want more in my life, and that really resembles what he's doing now in present day with the show.
And that scene, bro, like that he had with his dad, that dialogue there, I loved it, man, because it really, especially because we can relate to it, right? Mario is like, because Victor's like, don't you want more? And he says, well, coming from what we had nothing, this is more than enough.
Yep.
And that line alone, bro, is like, damn, it's so fucking fire. Because the thing is, guys, maybe you guys haven't known already, man. Mario and I were Mexican, right? And our parents, we're first generation here.
Yeah.
We're first generation here. So obviously our parents, you know, they were immigrants and all that stuff, and um, it's just the fact that I know that my parents, bro, especially my dad, bro, had like such a tough upbringing, bro. Like
Yeah.
tough upbringing, really fucking poor and all these different things to now where we are now. And he did that on his own. It's like absolutely inspiring, and it's something that, and I think that's why like I never have that mentality of like, oh, I can't do something, or like, you know, the government's out to get me, bro, whatever.
Yeah.
Because like, bro, my dad came from dirt, nothing, bro, to like where we are now, and like he's very content, and that just reminded me of my dad and like just the immigrant life and immigrant parents of understanding like, hey, it may seem like we have nothing, but compared to what we were before, this is completely
Everything.
exactly, this is everything. So that entire scene, bro, and like the aesthetic of the family, it's like it felt like it was my kind of family in a way. Oh dang, like I don't know, I love that scene, bro.
Yep.
I love that
I
line.
know. And I what's it called? As they're talking, you know, you guys said earlier, you get a glimpse of Victor always wanting more. Like he wanted more success, he wanted more wealth or whatever in that moment.
For him and his family, not
For him,
just
not
him.
just for him, but for his family, right? And as he's talking, he gets a text from Graciela.
Yes.
She gets a text from her asking like to meet up on a rooftop. So
Real
they go.
quick, we find out he's Mexican like slash something else, right?
Yeah.
He's Mexican slash what was it? Was it Puerto Rican or Dominican?
It was something, bro.
It was
I don't want
to.
to.
It was Dominican or Puerto Rican. I feel like.
It's one of the two, or
But
maybe
he for sure mentioned Mexican.
for sure Mexican. For sure that one. That's the one I remember because I'm Mexican. The other one I forgot. I was like, fuck.
And the way when they speak Spanish, it's like a sort of like a different dialect. The way they were speaking Spanish is like very similar to like Mexican Spanish, like that type of shit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because
Yeah,
you know, people are saying, "Oh, it's Spanish." Guys, there's like different types of Spanish, bro.
Yeah,
like
that's
different dialects. Like it's just crazy. But the way they were speaking reminded me, like, oh, like okay.
especially with the mom. I think the mom's Mexican, and then
Probably.
the
The
dad's
dad's
probably like either Puerto Rican or
Dominican or some
yeah,
shit.
something like that.
Yeah, okay.
But no, he gets a text from her asking him to meet up on the rooftop. So he goes to the rooftop. They're talking about their future, all this and that. I think Graciela tells her like that she plans on moving out of the city, or is that later in the episode?
Later
That's
on.
later in the episode, right? But they're just chilling and talking. And then all of a sudden, you hear boom, 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 and they're looking around. They're like, "What the
Thinking
fuck?"
it was the fireworks. That they
Yeah,
were
the
gonna
fireworks. Yeah, they hear explosions, and all of a sudden there's an explosion right next to them, and of course the water pours in from the river right by it, and unfortunately, Victor's family is right in the path, and we know what happens to them. They unfortunately, you know, they all die, and it's just this is a great way for you to connect with Victor and feel his trauma, his like whole point of where he's at in present day with the Penguin and everything.
Yeah.
I remember watching it, I was like, whoa. I was like, fuck, dude. Like, I feel for Victor now. Like, I feel connected to him.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
It was the first. I remember this. It was like the first 7 minutes. 7 minutes something, and I remember like I just had goosebumps, bro.
Yeah.
I had goosebumps because like, bro, that's such a powerful, and like you could see him looking at the water, going straight to the fucking apartment building to his family. And it's like a tsunami, bro. It's like crazy.
It's
fucking
scary,
water.
bro.
And so you could see him frantically trying to call him and like yell and stuff. And it's just, oh man, I had fucking goosebumps, especially with the conversation that him and Graciela were having about, oh, this is where we live. Like we want to branch out and stuff. Look over there, and they're looking over at Gotham, and they're like, wow, it looks so nice over there. Like it doesn't look too bad. And then Graciela says something like, well, that's because you're over here. The people over there look over here at Crown Point where we are, and they look at that shitty shithole. Like that shit. They were having conversations like that, and the fact that this happened just adds to more of like, holy fuck, like there really were in the bad side of Gotham, and it's unfortunate because this plays into the theme where good people unfortunately don't get what they deserve.
Bad things happen to good people.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Right. And I love that theme in this episode. But anyway,
No, so after that basically that's the intro to the episode.
Fire, bro.
Like amazing, like 10 out of 10 intro, right? And then we go back to Oz's apartment and with Victor, and they're basically just talking to each other, talking about their plans and shit, and that Victor needs to get a new set of clothes because he's going to be the driver or this and that. And then Sophia pulls up, and Sophia kind of like does a little one-on-one, tries to like get to know Victor a little bit more. And then once Oz finally gets out of his closet or whatever, or his room, I mean, he finds out that it's just going to be Sophia and him, and they're going to drive off to where the drugs are all at, and that Victor has to stay behind. Excuse me, my bad. But after that, they go to I don't know where it's at. It's like some harbor, was it? Or some factory, some shit like that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so they're basically walking through this area. Oz is like, yo, what the fuck is all this? And they get introduced to the drug. And it's that drug that you say where it looks like an eye drop or whatever the fuck it was. And apparently it's made from what was it called again? It's like, what was it? They had a hanging. It was hanging off.
Well, no, okay, so you're going a little bit too quick, buddy. Because they're agreeing to meet up with a drug supply because the whole plan that was apparently Alberto's. Right?
Yeah.
So they go over there to the distribution center. They get there to that warehouse and they see people like hauling some shit or like what the fuck's going on. The Penguin looks over and it says it's from
Arkham. Yeah, there we go.
And he's like, what the fuck? Arkham? Like, I thought this was Alberto's plan. And then she basically says, hey, well, I guess you didn't know. And so what we know is she's getting this type of drug from Arkham where she was. And what's happening is they're growing mushrooms. And that's when
there we go.
is like, what the fuck, bro? You made some party drugs, like some normal ass fucking mushrooms and shit. And that's where Sophia ends up explaining. It's like, no, it's what the mushrooms are producing. Or like, sorry, I think it was the chemist or some shit that ends up explaining it, saying it produces this red like liquid or some shit
that looks like a teardrop.
Yeah, it looks like a teardrop, but like then they're able to like crystallize it to where like I guess they could almost eat it or something, like some sugar type of stuff. I don't know exactly. But yeah, that's what that was.
Ah, okay. And then that whole point of that scene is discover more about the drug, and also that Sophia kind of orders Oz to find a distributor because they need someone to where they can basically hand this out and test it to see how well it does in the hands of the people, right? But no, after that, they're back at we get cut back into Victor or Oz's apartment, and Graciela ends up calling Victor, and Victor, being the G that he is, he invites her over. Which I would not have done that. I'm gonna be straight up on this shit. I would not.
No, because it's funny.
You got me fucked up, bro. I ain't doing that.
It's funny because
Oz's apartment.
When Oz was leaving, he's like, "If you do something stupid, I'll sense it."
Yeah, I know, right?
He walks off.
Oh my god.
But no,
he ends up inviting her over, and they're basically catching up. I think this is the first time. At least that I know from seeing the show. The first time that they've met up since like that accident or some shit like that. But they end up talking for a little bit, and then Graciela ends up telling Victor that she's leaving Gotham.
Yeah.
That she's leaving Gotham to basically just start a whole new life, this and that, right? And then Victor's kind of thrown off by it at first because he's like, whoa, I thought we were going to grow up here. And Graciela ends up telling him, like, look, I'm tired of living in a tent. Like, nothing here. Like, there's no reason for me to grow old here. Like, everything that tied me down to this place is gone. Everything except you. And she's like, come with me. Like, why? Like, just leave this place. Like, come on. Like, what's like? You can leave your job, right? And Victor's kind of like, it's kind of difficult because Victor still kind of feels like a prisoner with Oz because he remember how the relationship all started, and so it's kind of tough for him. So this kind of theme carries out throughout the entirety of the episode, where it's like he's debating either choosing this life with Graciela or debating this life with Oz, this life of where he can be a top drug lord or whatever his future is going to be, or he can be like kind of like his dad. From the very beginning of the episode, where he's a mechanic, he knows how to swap tires, he knows how to fix cars, and he lives a very normal life. Where in LA, I think that's where they were gonna move, or whatever. But I think that's a very good scene because I think at some moment, I think he ends up getting a call from Oz or whatever, asking him to meet up or some shit like that. But I believe the next scene is I'm sorry, this shit fucking bugging out on me. The next scene is I think Oz at the club, right, trying to find the distributor with Sophia.
Yeah.
So they end up going to this like Asian part of Gotham where they meet up with some dude that Oz used to have relationships with, and they're basically trying to sell the guy on, hey, we have this new drug, it's gonna be the new hot thing. I know we're kind of being low key about it, but we're trying to get you to do it so we can find out if it's good. And not only that, if you do it for us, you'll get a good price or whatever the fuck. It'll be a W for both of us, right? And so basically they're just going back and forth, and this is kind of a scene where you see Oz's and Sophia's relationship kind of grow here because these two have a history. Oz used to be Sophia's driver. Remember that? Remember because he kind of embarrassed him in front of Victor in the apartment when all three of them were there. And so you kind of see because at the end they do hash out a plan. They have to get permission from the dude that's fucking the guy's boss, his wife. That guy. They got to get his approval or whatever. And at the end of all that, you can see like a little smile on Sophia's face. And I was like, come on now. You know you're having fun or whatever the fuck. And Sophia's genuinely having fun with Oz. So I thought that was cool to see. I don't know about you.
No, yeah, it was definitely cool to see. What is this after they talked to the main boss?
The main boss?
No, are we at this part?
What do you mean main boss?
Where they finally secured the deal?
No, this is before. This is them talking to like the second in command.
Oh yeah.
This is
because
they gotta win him over in order for him to set up the deal with the main boss.
Yeah.
Because remember the Falcones fucked over this guy's family.
Yes.
They're like Asian part of Gotham, whatever the fuck.
And then Oz's plan is basically just saying, "Hey, we have the underboss of the Falcones on our side,
but he needs the permission of the bald dude, like that guy."
Yeah, that's the underboss, Johnny Vitti.
Yeah, him.
That's him.
Yeah.
And he says, "Okay, well, if that's the case, Oz. Well, I want to hear from him." I want to hear from him. Like, let's see what the fuck's going on.
And so they set up a whole thing. And I think the next scene it cuts to is Victor and Oz having a little like dinner or a lunch at some restaurant, right? And this is another one-on-one scene between Victor and Oz where it's basically Victor opens up to Oz. He talks about his family. He's like, yeah, my dad used to be a mechanic, blah, 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 this and that. And then Oz kind of, at the same side, like Victor pulls out the good in Oz.
Yeah,
I think we're at this point. It's
That's
just
true.
At this point we can see it now. Like Victor brings out the good side in Oz, and what's it called? He basically tells him like, "Hey man, like your father was a good man, but I'm gonna be real with you. Good people like your father get fucked over in this world. If you want to make a name for yourself, you have to be a little bit ugly about it. You got to get a little bit messy. You got to do this and that, and you got to do it the hard way. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be pretty, but people like your father." They're good people, but unfortunately, it doesn't go their way sometimes, and that really gets home to Victor. Because I think at this point, Victor is still trying to tell Oz, like, "Yo, I kind of want to leave." Because in this moment, I still think Victor is more dedicated to leaving than rather than staying. But after that, I think convo, which is really cool. They see the girl who is the
no, but that convo, man, that's like one of my favorite probably scenes, man. Like the way. Victor was opening up to Oz and telling him like his life, and you could just see that Oz actually cares for the guy, and that's because I think we established this before. He kind of sees himself in Victor, and you could tell that there's an actual bond building because he ends up saying, "Oh, what was your dad like? He was a mechanic, but by heart he was a chef." He's like, "Oh, no way, a chef!" And they're actually having an actual nice conversation. And Victor ends up saying, "Yeah, I don't think my dad loves food. He loves cooking, but he's never been in restaurants like these." And that's where you could see Oz say, "Well, that's not right. That's not right at all."
Yeah.
And you could see him start, actually feeling bad, but also kind of giving a harsh reality to Victor. Like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, but your parents were good people, but they can't always get what they want.
Yeah.
You unfortunately have to. Good people don't get what they deserve sometimes. Sometimes you just have to do." What's necessary to get what you want. There's no good and bad. There's no right and wrong. It's just is, and stuff like that. Actually, that might be a different scene that I just said. I can't. It's
what this scene that you're talking about right now?
Yes.
No, that combo.
No,
where
that comment. I think it was a different scene.
Oh, what? There is no good, bad. It just is what it is.
Yes. I think it was. Yeah, it was another fire scene at the end.
At the end, all right.
But point is, I think it was. We'll get to that in a bit.
All right.
But point is that scene of him saying, "Hey, the cold truth, man, is the fucking world. Like, it's just you got to be harsh if you want to be successful and stuff." And that conversation at that table was so fucking fire, especially when what's it called? When Vic wanted to order like his food. He's like, "Can I get the steak for?" And he was stuttering, and then the guy is like, "Oh, you mean the frites or whatever?" And then Oz is like, "Yo, hey, let the man. The man was talking. Let him speak." Like, I just like that because you could just tell he cares for him, and that's when Vic is like, "Hey,
and
you didn't have to do that."
And it's like kind of like I seen these past 2 episodes, bro, where it's like you're seeing it build up episode by episode. This like version of Victor that and eventually I'm assuming we're gonna see at the end where he's like the final product. You know what I mean?
Hopefully.
And it's not like, oh, we have this one moment where we see this growth and then it goes away for the next 5 episodes and then it's there at the end. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of shows do that, bro. And the fact that I legit, I'm seeing it episode by episode. And I think, was it this episode where, it was this episode where he gets pulled over by the cops?
It was.
And then the way he gets out of it is by like thinking on his feet and giving the guy 1,000. Like shit like that, bro. It's like, oh, he's improving. We're seeing it. It's something small. It's not gonna affect the overall like mission or whatever the fuck.
I forgot what we didn't mention that because
that was after they had to blackmail the dude. I forgot about it. Remember?
Wasn't it before?
No, I meant for like after they made up the mind. Like, okay, now we gotta blackmail him.
I could have sworn that scene happened before, bro. That's when they pulled up to that Asian spot to present him the idea and say, hey, we want to talk to the head honcho. It was during that.
It was during that part.
Yeah, you're saying after.
I meant after, as in like after they met, like they were talking that. It was like after that scene. Or was it during that scene? Like
I don't know, Mario. Sometimes you be skipping some shit. You be jumping around
because like they
sometimes.
were talking about that, and as they were talking about, they cut to that. They cut to him. That's what I mean. So. I'm not saying it happens after that.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like it happens like, well, my bad word during that. I should have said.
Yeah, because you're saying after. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, that's my bad.
Yeah, because he gets pulled over because they're trying to show him, and the way I find out what they call the drug bliss. Oz did that himself. He said, "Hey man, we call him this bliss," but yeah, he's so we see just Vic just parked outside, and he's in this loading dock zone, and the cop just tells him, "Yo, get the fuck out, bro!" Like that cop's a douchebag, and he starts like, "This is your car," blah blah blah, and we're thinking like, "Oh no, he's gonna get caught with the drugs, bro, fuck." But that's where he like, is patting him down, finds the money that Oz gave him because he's finally giving him a salary. He's giving him like $1,000 a week. It's $1,000 a week.
I thought it was 2 for a second.
No, because it was 1,000 because he's like, here, it's start $1,000 a week, and then he's like, all right, what? No way, 1,000. He's like, hey, someday, Vic, you gotta step it up and demand what you want, what you
know your worth.
Yeah, you know your worth type shit. And he's like, I want 2,000, and then he was laughing. There you go, attaboy. But no.
That was funny.
Shit like that. Like that's funny. But anyway, so the cop finds the 1,000, and that's where Victor took the words from Oz seriously, man. The previous episodes, hey, you got to think quick on your feet to avoid these fuck ups. And as soon as the cop is like, you have a lot of money for a kid this age, and then he replies with, I don't have any money. And the cop is like, yeah, you don't, huh? So he takes the money and says, when your boss gets out of here, move away, drive away from this area. And he leaves. And that is what Mario's trying to say, is like, this is another example of him actually taking Oz's words seriously and actually learning from him, and showcases how Oz is an actual mentor. He's out here thinking on his feet and adapting to the world to avoid, fucking up type shit. But okay, now we're back at the fucking
diner.
Yeah.
So they finish up that little convo on the 101, but they see Vidi's Vitress, aka Lucas Falcone's wife, leave. And they catch him in the act, bro. They're seeing where it's like, oh, is this what you're into, fucking your boss's wife or whatever the fuck?
Yeah. Did you wait? I can't remember if we already did that already. Did you explain already how that went down? Like what happened? Like why
it went down?
Yeah. Did you explain that already?
What do you mean why? Like why they're doing that?
Yeah. Like how that happened? Yeah.
Well, I'm confused.
How that girl was ending up fucking Johnny Vitti. Did you explain how that happened?
How she ended up fucking him?
Or why?
No, I don't think I've gotten there yet. I just explained that
the
blackmail. The blackmail? I'm just saying they caught him to blackmail him to get him to make the phone call.
Yeah, but did you explain like how that happened?
Like how they walked in on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said they saw his mistress walk away from the dining table and go meet up with him, and they caught him in the act.
No, that was a different girl.
No, this is right here.
I thought that could have been a different girl. Because don't you remember the other girl that was sitting there? And then Sophia sits. Who was that girl?
I don't know, bro. That's just another girl.
No shot. No, because the girl that's Sophia, the girl that was sitting there at the table, and so remember Sophia comes in and sits with her and says, "Oh, I need you to do a favor." Blah blah.
I don't think I've gotten there yet, so I didn't bring up that girl yet. That girl I didn't bring up yet.
But that's the girl that's fucking Johnny V.
Really? Because it says right here.
No, is it not?
No. It says Victor tells Oz about his father's career. Blah 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 blah.
What the fuck?
After their conversation, Oz eyes Vidi's mistress, aka Luca Falcone's wife, Tina, dining at a nearby table and approaches her, asking her for a favor. Sure. Oh, what the fuck?
Come on, bro.
Shortly after, Oz and Sophia walk into Vidi's hotel room
I'm fucking right, man.
In order, Oz and Sophia to walk into Vidi's hotel room in order to catch him in the act. Yeah. So basically, they got his ass doing fucked up shit, bro, and they used that to blackmail him in order to make the call to that underboss, that guy. And so basically, they managed to get the meeting, and I think the next thing it cuts to them basically at the club, and they're basically talking about like, all right, guys, Oz, Sophia, and Oz's girl or whatever she is, they're basically talking about like, hey, hand out the drugs, you know, if you need any more, go find Victor, he has them. I told him he means this and that, right? And then it's another one-on-one with him and Oz where they're talking about like, this is it, kid. I'm looking at you. I'm trusting you're the bad guy or the bag guy, my bad, where you have all the drugs. Like, look at this. You're really in it. Basically kind of pressuring him into staying is what I get. Because at this moment, he's still debating leaving, right? So I'm at this point, I'm just like, damn, bro. Like, you're making it really hard on Victor.
Did we mention that Graciela asked him to come with him?
Yeah, I did mention that in the meeting. Like, hey, come with me. Like, there's nothing for you here, right? But this is like really showing how hard it is because I can only imagine what it's like for him to feel that pressure of having to, or his pressure of feeling like a prisoner. Because that's what the episode's clearly portraying right now for Victor, is that he has this pressure. Like, damn, it's like hard for him to tell Oz that he has to leave, or that he wants to leave, or whatever, right? But either way, they're handing out the drugs or whatever, and then it cuts to a scene where it's Sophia and Oz, and it's the triad, dude, the main head honcho. I forgot his name.
But before that, I'm pretty sure there's a scene because I'm getting confused because you mentioned something, Mario, and then I'm like, wait a second, but didn't this happen before that? Like, don't we get a scene before they meet with them about saying like Sophia and Oz are like looking over the fucking club, and then Sophia's like, it seems like It seems like you want this more than me, like that bullshit.
The one-on-one between them two, where they
wasn't that before that?
Maybe it could have been after they made. No, I think it was before because Sophia basically puts him in his place. Like, remember, you're doing this for me.
Exactly. Like, it seems like you want this more than me. Blah blah blah. Remember, it was before, bro. Because he wants to see me, not you, not the other way around.
Yeah,
you're my driver.
And you can low-key tell.
You could tell Oz that just pisses him off. Like, man, like, fucking hell.
And it sucks because, like, you get moments where, like, they made the meeting or they made the plan to make the meeting with the underboss. And you can tell, like, there is some sort of chemistry there. But then there's moments like this where it's like, damn, it's all going to get ruined.
Like, they're both using each other for their benefit, you know? That's what's going on here.
And that's, I don't know, because I think
they both can't trust each other, but yet they're working together for like what they want. You know,
they have a common goal, is that they want to take over the Falcons. Like, they want to basically screw over the main bosses right now in charge. That's their common goal. But they meet up with the head honcho of the triads, and they make they try to persuade him into accepting the drug because we got to remember, like I said earlier, the Falcons kind of drove them out of their own territory, or like made them like their bitch. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah. And so there's beef between the triad boss and the Falcons, but eventually, Sophia, I forgot what she says exactly.
So what's happening is the lead, the leader of the fucking triad.
I'm trying to find his name.
Yeah, I forgot his name. He's saying like, oh, like, no, doing this is too fucking risky, bro. Like, no way. And that's where Sophia is like, well, look, and he's pointing at the club members and how they're all taking the bliss and all that shit. Yeah, it's like, look, this is a new type of drug. Everybody, and whoever's in control of this is gonna control fucking the Gotham drug trade. Zhao, okay. Whoever controls this drug, whoever controls bliss, is gonna take control of the Gotham drug trade, bro. Like, come on, like, and she does this mental battle with him. We're saying, hey, wasn't your I did some research on you. Yeah, like, wasn't your dad like a psychiatrist or some bullshit? I don't know. He's like, oh, yes. And then they're talking about mental thing. Well, hey, you know that people, I forgot what the exact combo was. I don't know if you remember. but she says that people act a certain way for things that they really need. Like, and she's basically painting the pictures like, hey, this drug is really gonna put into people, and they're gonna crave it, and they're gonna be submissive, and all these different things. And she uses basically his past and his history, like, kind of against him to show him, hey, this could actually work. And she also throws down, hey, well, if you guys don't want to do it, I'm gonna just go hit up other crime bosses. I just really need a distributor. That's it. Like, I don't really need y'all. And that's where they actually she eventually gets up and talks with Oz and says, hey, make the deal or not, I'm out. And she leaves. And that's where Oz is left there making that trying to make that deal. But at the same time, Vic is on the dance floor.
Oh yeah.
Vic is on the dance floor being the bag man. Everybody is going after him, saying like, "Oh yeah, here's the money. Take this to this table." Blah blah blah. And then that other girl, the cam model girl, what's her name? Roxy,
the blonde
chick.
Yeah, Roxy.
Like Roxy or some shit. Starts trying to get Victor to dance with him while he's getting text messages from Graciela saying, "Hey man, the train's leaving in a couple
I love
hours."
how this
like,
scene is shot.
Exactly. What's taking you so long? Type shit. And so, as they're about to dance and stuff, you hear a loud like bang with a flashlight, and that's obviously the strobe lights or whatever the fuck in the club, right? And now at this moment, Victor's having a PTSD where all he hears bangs all around him, and he's looking back to the tragedy that he first encountered, which was the whole bombing of the city and the flooding end up killing his family. And so we get shots of like the water getting infused in the club and people drowning in the club. It's kind of cool. It's a kind of a cool shot there. But we see him having PTSD. He drops the fucking drugs on the floor, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, no, like my boy Vic, bro, he's gonna start fucking up again. And he's having this PTSD moment, and it's such a cool shot, man. And you could just tell that Victor's completely shaken up until he finally snaps out of it. Roxy's bending down, saying, "Yo, Vic, are you good?" Helps him pick up all the drugs and shit, and that's really, yeah, I'm fine, and runs off. And this is where he runs off to the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. He runs off to the bathroom.
Yeah. And so basically he runs into the bathroom, and he's receiving tags from Garcia saying like, hey, the bus is almost here, like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And that's when Oz barges in and saying like, kid, we got the deal, blah blah blah, they agree to it, it's a great night, like why aren't you out there, like what the fuck? And you can clearly tell that Victor's like not in the right mindset. And then that's when Victor tells him like, hey guys, like I think I want to leave. And Oz is kind of like, Jesus Christ, kid.
No, because yeah, he walks in. He walks in and starts saying, "Yo, Victor, man, you're the bag man. Hell yeah, I know you can fucking do it and shit." All you hear, and then Vic is like obviously not feeling well. He hears his phone starts buzzing, and Oz is like, "What the fuck? Show me that." And he's like, "Oh, it's nothing, man. Show it to me now." And he gets really angry with him. Shows him the phone and says, "So you're gonna leave? You're gonna leave with the fucking money and
oh yeah, that's what he
drugs?"
thought. Yeah.
And then Vic is like, whoa, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not going to leave with the fucking drugs and money. What are you talking about? Then what is this? You're just going to leave? What are you doing here? He's like, it's not that. Trust me, Oz. It's not that. It's this girl that I just want to leave. I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm not going to take the drugs. I'm not going to take the money. And Oz is like, okay. Like,
then leave.
He's like, then leave. And then he says.
He doesn't, though. He pauses.
Yeah.
Like, really?
He says, really? Well, I can't. And then and Oz is kind of confused. He's like, what do you mean you can't? He's like, I can't. And that's where Oz realizes, holy shit, you think I'm keeping you hostage? You think you're a fucking prisoner? He pulls out a fucking gun, bro.
Yeah.
Pulls out a gun and starts pointing it at Victor.
This is what it feels like.
He's like, this is what it feels like. Is like, this is how you feel right now. Gets closer, puts a gun to his head. Is like, you feel like this? This is exactly how you feel, a prisoner. You can't leave. He's like, hell no. You know what it is? You could have left all this time, but you didn't. Why? Because you want more. Because you wanted more. That's the reason why. And that's where he goes on this speech where I absolutely love, man, where he starts saying the world doesn't give a fuck about people like you. There is no right and wrong. There is no good and bad. It just is. And you are proof of that. You decided to stay. Not because you couldn't leave. You decided to stay because you wanted more. And I know you, Vic. And it's just all, like this entire scene, man, that he had with Oz. And you could tell Oz was kind of hurt too.
Well, yeah, because Oz genuinely feels good for him, and so the fact that it makes Oz sound fun, but it kind of breaks his heart.
No, yeah, because you could tell like Oz was getting like emotional, and I forgot his fucking his actor name, bro. He's such
Colin Farrell.
Is that his name?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Bro, fire, man. Fire fucking actor, man. Because the way he was acting in this scene. And, like, throughout the Penguin, man. Throughout the fucking show.
Every episode's been fire.
Fucking fire, bro. You could see the emotion and pain saying, really, Vic? I gave you a salary. I gave you new clothes. I gave you a place to fucking crash. And this is how you think of me? You think I'm, like, keeping you hostage? You think I'm doing this? And he's like, nah, go ahead. Leave then. Leave, because you'll be... he's like, you'll be just like your father. You'll be nobody. Like some shit like that. And he says these words, and you could tell Victor's fucking hurt, and he's like, man, fuck this. And he leaves. He leaves the money, leaves the drugs, storms out. And he has the keys of the Penguin's
car. And he drives off to go meet up with Graciela. And eventually he meets her, or he sees her. He gets to the bus depot, and he sees her, does not get out of the car, watches her enter the bus, and watches her leave.
And, like, I kind of knew this, though. I already knew this was going to happen, man. I
really?
already knew. I knew, bro. I had a feeling.
I knew, because I'm just like, there's no way to do that, because that would be an L on the show. But, like, deep down, I'm just like,
no,
it hurt.
True. But, like, I knew Victor was not going to leave. Like, sure, right? Logically speaking, right? It probably wouldn't do well for the show. Wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
But the reason why it wouldn't make sense is because we saw from the beginning of the episode that Victor always wanted more for himself and his family. And he was tired of being a nobody as well. So those words that Oz told him really got to him, and it was like, damn, maybe Oz is right. Like, that's true. I didn't leave, and that's because I want something more and all that shit. And so I kind of knew, I already knew why, like, he wasn't going to leave. But it was definitely tough, because he was thinking about it, and he just sees probably the love of his life, man, just leave without like a trace.
And at that moment, Victor chooses his path in life.
Yeah, man, it's definitely fuck, man. Hopefully it's for the better, dude.
Yeah. Oh, hell no. But I think after that scene, which is a very emotional scene for Victor, we cut back outside the club, where Oz informs Sophia that, like, hey, deal's good. We're good. We got a distributor. Everything's looking fine. But then these two have a little one-on-one conversation, basically saying, like, how Sophia thinks that Oz is only using her to become a capo. I forgot the word.
I forgot.
But basically that, and we kind of find out a little bit more about these two history, where apparently Oz ratted to Carmine back when he was alive, to Sophia, basically saying, like, to put her in Arkham, and that Oz said, like, I don't regret it, right? I don't regret anything I did. Look where I'm at now. Like, it's not a lot compared to you, but to me, this is everything. Exactly. Where I started, kind of like Victor's dad. Where I started, like, I moved up. I'm proud of this shit. Like, and you're over here trying to, like, undermine me, and that makes sense. Like, no, I'm proud of the shit I did.
He showed a lot
of
emotion there too. And
yeah, this is my favorite scene of the fucking episode right here.
Bro, I like them all, man. I mean,
that's true. They're all fire. But this one I like because it's the Penguin. He's the MC of the show, and I'm like, he's
pouring his heart out. Like, to you, it's nothing, but to me, it's everything.
Yeah, you know? I do. I fucking love it.
And that just ties back into the first moments that we had with Victor and his dad.
Yep.
Right. And it's like, oh man, it's so fucking fire, man.
It's like, why can't we get this in like every show?
For real, man.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's so fire.
Yeah, I know.
The themes and how everything connects with the episode. It's so fucking fire, man. Because we find out that Oz ends up fucking over
Sophia.
Yeah. Also, one thing I want to mention, I forgot which part of the episode this said. Oh no, it was yes. I want to backtrack real quick because I think this is maybe important. There's some theory shit. Back when Sophia was originally going to go to Oz's apartment, remember Victor was freaking out. Oh my god, he's like, bro, she's a fucking hangman, dude. And then Oz says something like, oh, don't believe everything you believe in the stories, right? And we're like, whoa, okay. And then I think later on in the episode, I think it might be at this part where we left off, where Sophia's like, look, people call me the hangman. You don't see how people like look at me and shit. I fucking hate that. And to me, it's making me believe, like, was she not the hangman? Because why else would she feel that way? Like, why people are calling me the hangman and people are scared of me? Like, I hate that. And then Oz saying, hey, now don't worry, she's not gonna do anything. She's a pussy. Don't believe everything you believe on the news.
That'd be crazy if you called.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I caught those two things. I'm like,
did she not do it?
Was she not the hangman? Which obviously
but then that begs the question: who did it then? Was it
like
Oz?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, why would it be Oz?
Could it be Oz and like he like framed
it on her?
Exactly.
And that's why there's this beef like you
exactly. We don't know. In the comics, she is the hangman.
Yeah.
But here, it's like it'd be like a little twist where like, oh, maybe she wasn't in this story, and like,
And then in this version of
was it?
this
Exactly,
storyline, Oz
exactly.
blamed it on her.
or some shit. I don't know. But I caught those two things in this episode. Let me know in the comments, guys. But I caught those two things, and it's nothing. It's not hard. It's not concrete like evidence, but it just made me like question, like
Where you notice the writing, or you notice
right.
the
Notice,
dialogue.
yeah, I noticed the writing. I noticed the dialogue, and it's like, wait, is she not the hangman? Maybe that's why she's like hates the fact that people are scared of her and like whatever, and like, and why else would Oz say that to Victor, saying, "Oh, she's a pussy. Don't worry. Don't believe everything you believe on the internet." After he said that she was a hangman, you know what I mean? It's kind of like he knows more. There's more to this shit.
Maybe.
Unless I'm just reaching. Maybe I'm just stretching. I'm reaching.
No, the beginning of your theory makes sense, but where I tend to fall off,
Who could it be, or like what happened?
No, where I tend to fall off is like, okay, if it's not her, then who? I immediately go to Oz, and I'm just like, but why would Oz kill those women? Like, unless like he was forced to.
Oh, it was women, huh?
It was women. That's why.
Because I'm trying to remember in the comics, I believe it was just police. It was like police workforce officers, like lieutenants and like police officers and shit.
Right.
I don't think it was women. I could be wrong. Let me know, guys.
I thought it was women
in the comments.
I could have.
No. I'm talking about the comics.
Oh.
But in the show, yes, it was women.
All right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. That's where it
yeah.
falls off for me. Where I'm just like, it starts off good, but I'm
Yeah.
like, then who killed them? Then it had to be her.
That's facts. Yeah.
Unless some shit.
Who knows, man? All I'm doing is making observations, man. I made those two observations, and it just made it seem like maybe she isn't the hangman. I don't know, bro. Maybe she isn't the serial killer. Maybe she isn't that crazy, and that's why she's upset about it. I don't know. I'm just making observations. Anyway, that's just my little theory. Go back to where we were.
I was going to say. So, like I said, Oz basically tells Sophia that he doesn't regret ratting Oz doesn't regret ratting on Sophia to Carmine when he was alive and shit. And it basically just goes to like Sophia saying like, how can I trust you? How can I trust you? But after him opening up like that, saying like, listen, I don't regret it, but I do sympathize, where like I do feel bad for sending you there. And that is kind of what I guess worked for her, or what she needed to hear. Because after that,
because he also was saying like, I actually care for you. Like you were there. Like I care for you when you were a little girl. I looked after you. Like he was saying some really deep,
like opening up
shit.
And
the way this episode ended, it just proves how like crazy the Penguin is, bro.
I know.
But okay,
because right after this heartfelt moment,
the Maronis.
The girl with the really cool voice, she pulls up.
It's the Maronis.
The Maronis, yeah, her. And they pull up, and it's like, you really think you can get away with this, Oz? I'm trying
Dude,
to
you actually sound like her.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I don't think I
with
did. I thought it was bad.
You know what that reminds me of?
Come on, Oz.
Is it Monsters Inc?
I need more of a.
Is it Monsters
Inc?
Inc? That
Monster.
one bitch.
Oh,
hello, Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski.
Yeah.
How are you? I don't know. I can't do her voice.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't think I sounded like her right there, bro. It was
maybe
bad.
I'll
That was
tweak
one of my worst impressions. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe I'll tweak it.
But basically saying like, basically accusing us like, hey, can you think you can fuck me over, Oz, without getting away with it? Fuck nah, bitch.
It's like we've been watching you.
Yeah, we've been watching you. And just when everything seems like they're about to both get shot, because that's what it looks like, Vic pulls up.
Vic pulls up, sees the commotion. He sees Oz.
Thinks on his feet.
Yeah, he sees Oz and Sophia on the ground with their guns being pointed at him. And he sees this. He's like, oh, hell no.
I got to think on the fly. And I love this shit, bro, because shows don't do this, bro.
Yeah, he thinks on the fly, bro. He's adapting, and he ends up flooring it and fucking running over the guy that was pointing the gun at Oz and ends up killing him, I'm assuming, because he just...
Yeah, I think he ends up killing him. But
he fucking runs... He
him
hits
over.
him. He hits him and, like...
Backs out, reverses.
Does he?
He reverses.
I could have sworn he, like, hits him up against another car or something.
The car they pulled up. The car they pulled up in. Yeah, but eventually they got to reverse out of that bitch.
I think so.
So either way, he's dead either way.
And so at this point, Vic is like distraught. He's like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" He's like all dizzy and shit because of the crash. The fucking Penguin gets in. Oz gets in. Let's get the fuck out of here. And fucking Vic is like, "What about Sophia?
Yeah.
Fuck her. Leave her."
No, I thought he said, "Fuck that bitch. Get out of here." I
No,
could have sworn
I
he
don't think
said
he
that.
says "fuck that bitch," but he says like, "Leave her." Like, nah, who cares? Leave her. Some bullshit. Point is, bro, he left her.
Yeah,
And
cold blooded.
and so
after that moment,
dude,
bro, fuck
and
out
so
of here.
and so Vic was like, "All right, bet." They all they pull out and they run off, and then you see Victor's just driving all like He has adrenaline pumping.
Yeah.
Then you see Oz saying, "Let's fucking go."
I knew you had it
It's
in you,
like-
Vic.
Yeah, it's like, I knew
knew
you'd come back, Vic. I knew you'd come back. I knew
Yeah.
you had it in you. No fucking way. That's balls of steel. Like he's some crazy. Saying,
I know.
He's saying crazy shit. Like, dude, I knew you'd come back. I knew you would not leave. Let's
Yep.
fucking go. And he's laughing and shit. And the episode ends. And dude, it's so cold. And like, this is the part where it just goes to show you how menacing. I said this before in the first 2 episodes, how menacing Oz is, bro. Because he literally poured his heart out, apologized to Sophia Falcone, and
Yep.
built like a bond that we haven't seen yet in the season, and threw it all away, just like that, in order to help himself.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, it's just scary and actually badass. But it makes you wonder. Would he do that to Vic? Would he do that to Vic? If we see Penguin do this, bro, we know what he's capable of. Would he do it to Vic? And would that... Wait a second.
What?
Would he do that to Vic? And would that make Vic...
Wait, would Vic do it to Penguin?
That's not what I was thinking, but I don't know.
Bro, that's crazy because Vic
I
is
don't
seeing
know.
all this shit like, bro, like...
No, what I'm thinking is like, okay, what if the Penguin does it to Vic?
That makes
and
sense.
Vic
I
gets
get- yeah.
pissed, and that's where he becomes that somebody that's like, fuck this shit, and like tries to get revenge.
I'm gonna do
I don't
my
know.
own thing.
That's me reaching. Yeah, I'm gonna do my own thing. That's me reaching. And then Mario, you said, what if Vic does it to the Penguin? Dang, that'd be cold.
Oh, fuck.
I don't. Okay, that'd be cool, but I don't think so, cause like,
He goes, like, at the end of the show, he goes, what'd you say to me before? I gotta know my own worth? Fuck yeah. I'm gonna do my own thing.
I'm gonna do my own thing. Fuck it. I'm gonna do my own thing, Penguin, you bitch. No, okay. What do you do that? I don't know, and I hope. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope not. It's called the Penguin, not the fucking Victor
Yeah.
Aguilera show. Like, you know what I mean? I want the Penguin to come out on top of this, right? And
Yeah,
if
same
Victor
here.
and if Victor ends up fucking him over, it's not gonna happen.
personally, I want Penguin to be on top, but I want Victor to be right there with him.
Yeah.
I don't want those two to be enemies, personally.
No, yeah, I don't want to either. But the thing is, we see
It
what
could-
fucking Penguin's capable
Yeah.
of, bro. He let a random innocent teenager get murdered
Yeah.
in front of him to save his own ass, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he legit like showed so much emotion. Like, he was kind of tearing up a little bit. You could kind of see like his eyes a little bit watery, opening up to Sophia and like, this means everything to me, and like, you meant everything to me, and I did this for you. Like, all this crazy shit, just for him to flip the switch, abandon her, just like nothing. And obviously the episode ends that way, and we're like assuming, oh my god, Sophia's dead. She's not dead, guys.
Yeah.
You know, typical. We already know she's not dead, but it's just like, we know what he's capable of, bro.
How do you
is
think?
he willing to do that with Vic? I don't know.
Listen, man. Do you think the relationship's over, or do you think he's gonna bullshit his way out of that? Because like I at this point, bro, I'm like, dude, how are you
there's
gonna?
no way.
How do you explain that to Sophia?
There's no way you could bullshit through that.
How do you like, bro? You left me,
Yeah.
like to die with him. Or do you think Sophia and that chick, the Maroney chick,
Are gonna team up or something?
are they gonna team up?
I feel like I don't think so, because there's no reason to team up.
Well,
But the only
yes,
thing I
there
can
is.
think of-
There is a reason.
Well, okay,
Oz just fucked both of them over.
that's true. That's true. No, but listen, Mario, that's true. But but the reason why Sophia wants to fuck over her own family, Falcone, is to fuck over the Maronis to take over.
Fuck, that's true.
So she wants to fuck over the Maronis too.
Yeah, you're right.
The only way I can see this what's gonna happen is they're probably gonna capture her, and
And Oz saves him.
exactly
I mean,
type
saves her, my
shit
bad.
or some bullshit. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Or if they do
Nah.
team up, I'm gonna be like, it's gonna be one of those typical things where like they're gonna team up, but just to take out Oz, and then we'll be back to being enemies, or I don't know, bro.
Not you say it like that. No, that would be lame.
That's what you were saying.
I know.
That's literally what you said. You said, what if they team up? Because
No,
they're
I-
enemies.
It has to be what you said. They capture her,
Yeah.
maybe to lure out Oz,
Yeah.
and Oz is like when he rescues her. She's like, "Fuck you! You left me." He's like, "What do you mean? I left you so I can save you later. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I could have
Yeah,
left you
some
and let them
bullshit.
kill you. I came back to get you. Like,
Yeah,
blah blah blah. Listen
some
that.
bullshit.
Dude, I bet you it's that. I bet you money is actually that.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because
I don't
that
know how
actually
else-
makes sense. That fits in with what we've been seeing with Oz. That's the
true.
only
It
way I can see him
does. It
bullshitting
does.
out of there.
Yeah, you're right. But the thing is, like, I feel like you got to be really fucking dumb to believe that. Yeah, dude, I left you so I could fucking save you later, bitch. You know,
That's true. I mean, they're probably gonna word it out
I don't know.
better
We'll
or
see.
some shit
No, I
like
know,
that.
I know. We'll see. We just have to see. We just have to wait and see what exactly is gonna happen. But my point is just to bring out that characteristic in Oz where it's he's menacing, man, because you don't know if he really fucks with you, bro, or if he's just using you. Like, what if he's just really using Vic?
Yeah.
But then again, we have some scenes where like he seems like he cares. I mean, he let him leave too. He's like, "Yo, go ahead." He didn't even kill him. It's like, "Yo, go ahead, leave." So, and like the whole conversation at the dining table, like with at the restaurant, it seems like he genuinely cares for him. But at the same time, the Penguin Oz is such like a complex character, bro, that you don't know if it's genuine or not, and that's what kind of makes him kind of scary and not trustworthy, bro. It's like, fuck, you know. I don't know. We'll see. We just got to see. Hopefully not, but
I one thing I can appreciate about every episode is that it does leave me like excited for the next, but that it leaves me with so many like, yo, how is he gonna go about?
fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we just went on like, I don't know, 5-minute, 6-minute rant, but like what we think is gonna happen.
That's facts. And you know what I hate? And I think I mentioned this.
I forgot what pod.
Yeah, I mentioned this and I forgot what pod. But it's like we always come up with these theories, like whoa, and it doesn't happen.
None
it's
of them,
like,
not even
the
remotely
theories
close.
happen. Yeah, none of the theories happen. It's
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
Suck.
But no,
but it's
man.
funny because like we sometimes feel like we're cooking, like oh shit,
Especially with like the way we
Marvel
sit.
shit.
Yeah, I know
Like,
what you mean.
like,
When I'd be sitting there just listening to you guys, I'm like, watch none of this shit happen. Because you guys get so hyped, bro. It's like, and when you get happy, it's like funny to see.
Yo, bitch.
Yeah,
Man, fuck you. We're gonna do that for Star Wars, bro. When we on that.
well, you can't
Eventually.
really theorize for Star Wars.
That's
With
lame.
you can because you have a comic line to base it off of.
I guess.
With me and Star Wars, I set the base off like, okay, makes more sense based off previous projects, like shows and shit like that.
I guess so, yeah. But damn, man, fucking fire episode. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, let's go let's give our ratings.
I mean, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. This was a banger episode. 10 out of 10 intro, from beginning to end, bro. I think this is a 10.
Me too.
I think I don't know. Did I give the last episode a 10?
No, I think we both gave the last one a 9. So, because we first gave the first episode a 9, we saw the second one, we changed our mind. We said the first episode was a 10, and then when the last episode, episode 2, we gave that one a 9.
Nah,
this one, yeah,
this
I
was
give
a
this
10,
one a 10.
bro. This was a fucking 10. I love seeing Victor and Oz's relationship grow here.
Like this,
seeing Victor's how his family went out, like that's like the. It's sad, but that was the perfect way for you to connect with Victor.
I literally got goosebumps in that intro, bro.
I know, same here.
Like,
and it hit more for me because I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know how the fuck I didn't realize this was a flashback scene and that it was taking place during the third act of the Batman. So when the explosion, I didn't recognize it. It didn't hit me until the explosion went. I'm like, oh yeah, this is going on during the movie. I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But like seeing him panic for the phone and you put in the phone next to his ear and him saying "Mom, Ma," and then you don't hear it. You see his mouth move. Mm-hmm. That's where I was like, dude. I literally paused it. I was like, that's how you do a fucking intro right there. That's how you build a connection with fucking your supporting cast. Dude, I don't know, that shit was just amazing.
This just makes me more excited for the Batman 2, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
same.
I hope it's a 10, bro. I hope it's a fucking 10, bro. It has to be, dude.
I know. If it's a 10, bro, I think it officially takes over my favorite Batman movies.
Probably.
Because right now it's still the Nolan shit.
Imagine a trilogy
of 10 out of 10?
All 10s, bro. Oh.
What if it's 10, 10, 9?
I'm going to be pissed, bro. I'm gonna be pissed. Fuck. You're so close, bro. Because the Penguins, fucking. I mean, 3 episodes in so far. It's 10. Yeah. We never know, guys.
It can always go south.
It could always go fucking south.
We
bro.
saw what happened to Game of Thrones, man. Well, at least I did.
Well, Mario did. I still gotta.
Oh, I don't think they don't know.
What do you mean?
You know how we always say like, bro, Game of Thrones is so long up on the pod. I don't think they know I finished that shit. But I'm fully caught up. I'm not. That's why I brought it up because I was like, man, look what Game of Thrones. Because like they were on the up, and now they fucking went down like a motherfucker.
I gotta watch Game of Thrones, man.
You would fuck with it.
I mean, I saw the first 3 episodes with Danny, and it was fire. We're hooked, bro. But like, my guy.
I mean,
each episode's an hour, bro.
I know.
And we saw we saw 3 episodes in one day, so we were watching it for 3 hours.
I know, yeah. The way I did it, I did like an episode 2 at night. There was one night where, dude, I'm telling you, I forgot what it's either 3 or 4. My favorite season. Some of the best television in my life.
Damn.
I watched probably like 3 or 4 episodes in one night. I didn't go to sleep until like 3 a.m. That's how hooked I was, bro. And I had to force myself to go to bed. But
God damn.
Yeah, man, you would genuinely fuck with. There's one scene in House of Dragons, bro, where I legit it was like the camera's just panning as like characters are walking, you know, those type of shots.
Yeah.
And there's a part where I'm like, wait a minute, did I just see that fucking right? Like, is this person doing what I think they're doing on TV, like television? Granted, it's Mag, so they get away with certain things, but I had to rewind it. I'm like, oh my god,
Oh shit.
are you fucking kidding me? First, I want to tell you, but I know you don't want spoilers.
Yeah.
It's not really a spoiler. It's crazy.
Jesus fucking.
But yeah,
Christ.
man.
We'll see, man.
Yeah.
We've been super busy. I don't know when I'm gonna catch up with that bullshit. But anyway, that's pretty much it. We gave a 10 out of 10. That's the episode, the fucking Penguin episode.
Fire.
3, fucking fire. Looking forward to the next one. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else that we could really
No, man. Just keep on cooking, Penguin.
Exactly.
Keep on cooking, man.
That being said, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.